Today we're going to be playtesting DPS Cerydra. Why? Because my Cerydra pulse went insanely lucky. I'm going to show you that later, because I promised you that I'd do that. So we're gonna play her as the main DPS, especially in the new King Gambit or whatever it's called game mode. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should just move over there and let's see how that goes. Let's actually quickly go over my Cerydra, because I think that's very important. So we have Cerydra, obviously we have her light cone, because, you know, having a character without their light cone is like being a whale outside water, right? It's not good. Because with this she has 160 speed in combat, right? Because she gets 16% from E2 Robin. And then she gets 20 from herself, right? So this is actually 160 speed, which then enables me to run this beautiful set, right?
Oh my god.
I do have a bit of attack overflow, like way too much attack, but I don't have any wind resistant, wind damage boost that gives me speed, so this is the best I can do for now. We have these amazing attack boots, and with amazing I mean pretty mediocre. It is unfortunate. I have these attack thingies, which is pretty unfortunate that it rolls so high into crit rate, because obviously she doesn't need crit rate. This is a pretty good piece. I'm very happy with that one, even though I would have a better option here. I don't even think it is a better option, honestly. It has less crit rate and less attack. No, it's actually worse. I do have a 20 attack one, but again, no speed, and no speed is bad. So yeah, my Silver Wolf played as a sub DPS. Also, this is an E5 Cerydra, right? E2 is what turns her into a sub DPS. E4 then doubles her sub DPS capabilities, and yeah, the other two are just, you know, meh. If you want to run her as a sub DPS, you need E2. Like, E2 gives her 160% damage increase, and it's a 160% increase. So that's times 2.6, right? Like, it's plus 160%. So that's actually a really good thing. C2 Cerydra makes her extremely good. See, here's the thing with this team, because Silver Wolf is just absolutely insane. The thing that's amazing about this team is you can run Cerydra as main DPS, right? And then you run Silver Wolf as a debuffer, because Silver Wolf's the best universal debuffer. And then you have Robin, who buffs both of these, right? So this is a dual DPS setup. But it's not just a dual DPS setup, right? Like, this is a dual DPS setup with quadruple supports, right? She supports, and even she supports, right? So you have 4 supports, but also 2 sub DPSs on the same team. It's insane. I love this setup. It's my favorite way to play the game. This setup hurts my brain. Well, this setup is called, Just Be a Whale, Fighthead. Just whale, just whale. And then you just play the rotation as normal. Cerydra skills herself, so she gets like bonus stacks. See, it's pretty easy. It doesn't really matter the first rotation, because you kind of just try to survive until you get Robin's burst. Okay, this is actually where we don't burst immediately, right? We don't want to burst immediately because we want to build up skill points. So we can do this. And now we burst. Burst. I play too much Genshin Impact. Now we ultimate. Obviously we need to implant weakness on this guy because he doesn't yet have it. And then we need to Death Shred. And now we get to ultimate. Then we get to skill. The main issue with Cerydra main DPS, right, is the fact that she doesn't get the full buff. She doesn't get the full buff because a huge part of Cerydra's buff is skill damage, right? And she doesn't do any skill damage. That's why this is more of a meme setup, even at high Eidolons. The best way to play her is as a sub DPS. But that's boring, so we don't do it. Because playing after the meta is not what we do on the Lucy Lightbringer channel, right? We only play stupid shit, that's fun. Damn it, we lost Robin. But that's fine, Robin can just skill again. And then we can bast again. Then I don't know if I actually need the prescience. No, I don't. So we can get a skill point here. Let me just attack here, even though he's got no debuffs on him. Okay, so we do this. And then we get like a pretty big damage ultimate, I think. Ah, that was actually pretty weak. I must have messed up my rotation a little bit because that was weak. This isn't like other channels. This VTuber does dumb shit. Yeah, exactly. I do stupid shit a lot of times. But you know, you're here for it, right? Like, you know I do dumb shit and you're still here. So you enjoy the stupid shit I do. I don't use my whale powers to zero cycle everything. I use my whale powers to play characters that aren't DPSs as DPSs. That is what true power is about. But yeah, I mean, I still think, like, what is this, a 3 cycle? A 3 cycle with main DPS Cerydra isn't the worst, right? Because this is off element as well. Like, off element 3 cycle is not the worst. Okay, yeah, this is the setup I usually run when I actually try hub, right? And you're gonna see why it's so good if you do it like this, because this time Silverwolf actually gets to profit from the skill or the talent. We don't need to do this here, we can just get a skill point. Then we can spam this here. We still want a skill, right, for the extra stack generation. So we still want a skill. Then here we want a skill as well. Then we want a burst. Or like ultimate, whatever you want to call it. Then we want a Cerydra ult. So we get the Robin ult. Now we need to skill with Fushuan. Now we get to burst with Fushuan. Huh? 46,000 damage. Crazy, 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 crazy. Now we get to normal attack with her. Then we need to skill him. Now we get double skill, which gives us another ultimate. Now he challenges Silverwolf, which isn't the worst, because we get to do this and use another ultimate, which is really cool. We need to basic here, we don't have any skill points. I mean, we can just skill here, right? And then we get another ultimate, because Silverwolf with the buffs just gets infinite ultimates, because why wouldn't she? Wuva Exploration is to be one of the best in gacha. I'm not a fan of Wuva. I'm really not that big of a Wuva fan. I've said it before though. Not that I hated it, I just think it's pretty dead, honestly. I don't know what I don't like about the game. I like the character design a lot, I like the story. I like the gacha mechanic, but just something about it I don't like. This for stack generation? Don't think we need... Yeah, we don't need to. Then we get to ult again, so we can proc another Robin ult. Then we need to implant weakness here. We don't crit, that's unfortunate. But yeah, this is what my Silverwolf looks like, right? Note that usually I run Sunday instead of Cerydra. And if you run Sunday instead of Cerydra, this is 94, right? But this isn't the Silverwolf showcase. We've already done that one. I don't know how this enemy works, by the way. I don't know how the Manta Ray works. It just doesn't take damage, apparently. No clue. Okay, now we get a double skill again. 400,000. And I don't know how much that was because the barrier blocked it. But this should still kill. What? It didn't crit again. Or did it? I don't know how this enemy works. I do not understand how this enemy works. Doesn't matter. 2 cycles real. Yeah, that's basically what Cerydra can do for a non-skill DPS. Do you know, I wonder if anyone made Cerydra DPS besides you. Everybody who has her E6. Like, if you look at her E3, E2, for example, gives her a lot of damage. E4 gives her a lot of damage. And E6 also gives her a lot of damage. So these are all tailored to make her a sub DPS. Now, 2 is still a supportive one. But 4, 5, and 6 are purely sub DPS cons. Well, unless you consider the 20 rest pen. Like, she gives 20 rest pen to the ally she skills. That's supportive, right? But she gives herself 20% and she gives herself like a 300% damage increase. So, you know, like these are all... Okay, this one not as much, but these 3 are sub DPS constellations. So everybody who has her E4 and above plays her as a sub DPS. Main DPS, not really. Nobody plays her as a main DPS because she's pretty bad as a main DPS.